Am I the a-hole for saying I didn't realize I could love a person this much in front of my fiancé after having our baby? I gave birth a few weeks ago to our daughter. As I held her for the first time and looked into her eyes, I said, I didn't realize I could love a person this much, and cried. She is perfect and beautiful. My mom looked at me and said the feeling never goes away, which made us both ugly cry LOL. It was a really special moment. My fiancé was quiet but smiled, but later privately said he was hurt. He said he loved us both the same, and me saying that made it seem like I loved our daughter more than, what would you have done? My husband got me a vacuum for my 50th. Title says it all. Turned 50 yesterday. Husband, 53M, woke me up, told me he had a surprise for me downstairs. I go downstairs and see a vacuum. Not even wrapped, mind you. He said he thought I'd like a new one, since the current one doesn't have the ability to turn off the brush roller when using on hard floors. I never asked for a new one. It works fine. That was my birthday. Not even a lunch or dinner out. He mentioned a month ago about doing something special and going on a trip. I asked about, what would you have done? Am I the a-hole for letting my kids loot my brother's house to prove my point? My brother and his family came for a visit last month. My kids and I play with Lego and we have fun leaving little dioramas around my house. Just silly stuff, like a fight between Iron Man and Darth Vader on the loot llama. It's just our way of leaving Easter eggs around the house. My nephew really liked them and decided to take a few home. When we noticed they were missing, I asked my brother to bring them back. He said that it was just kids being kids, and that he would them back the next time we... What would you have done? Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my sister's family live in my house after they sold theirs for a dream vacation? So, I, 32M, own a modest 3-bedroom house that I've been paying off for the last 10 years. It's nothing fancy, but it's mine, and I'm proud of it. My sister, 29F, and her husband, 31M, are the typical free-spirited types. They've always talked about quitting the rat race, living life to the fullest, all that. Well, a few months ago they finally did it. They sold their house during a booming market, thinking the profit would fund a year-long break to travel. They believed they could stretch tit. What would you have done? Friend was not allowed to board the flight. The rest of us still went on the vacation. Now she wants us to pay her back. Am I the a-hole throwaway and changed some details? I don't think anyone involved is on Reddit, but I'm paranoid LOL. Me and 3 friends planned a vacation to Hawaii. We booked the flight, hotel, and car together for a discount and then split the costs 4 ways, so we each paid roughly $800. We also booked a couple things to do there, totaling around $250. The day of the flight, we all arrive at the airport and start going through Transportation Security Administration. One of my friends, I call her Sarah, got stopped because she had a weed pen in. What would you have done? Am I the a-hole for telling my wife I won't be as stressed out next year because I won't be married to her? I've, 32M, been married to my wife Jen, 32F, for a little over 7 years now. Up until about 2 years ago, things were great. However, a disastrous move, a few family emergencies, and a totaled car have left us in a terrible financial situation. All our savings are pretty much gone, 401k's empty, and we're hemorrhaging money. Before we bought our house 2 years ago, things were amazing financially. We made the mistake of buying a nice 3-bedroom house because we planned on having kids. What would you have done? Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend because she literally told me she would chest on me if I took a new job? I know this is going to come across as first world problems. I am currently at a job where I earn about $250,000 a year. I have an opportunity for a job where I will get $640,000 a year. The caveat being that the new job is overseas. I will be gone for 4 months at a time instead of 4 weeks at a time. My girlfriend is unhappy. She says that she doesn't want me gone for that long, that she will get lonely. I tried to explain that I will only be doing this job for 1 or 2 years, and that what would you have done? Am I the a-hole for pointing out my girlfriend's bad hygiene? I, M28, have been with my girlfriend, F27, for 7 months now, and went full exclusive 3 months ago. She's everything. Smart, kind, caring, and drop-dead gorgeous to me. However, she has worse hygiene than a Neanderthal. She lives a studio apps, so it's small. Since started dating her, I've avoided spend time there because it's always dirty. But I never said anything because it's her place. She does not shower often and has strong BO. Like bad enough that I won't have sex with her unless she's recently... What would you have done? Fine. Ses tu? So fated sure day tu am I the now a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend after she rejected my proposal twice. Sierra and I have been dating for 4 years. I absolutely love her and felt like she was my soulmate. I knew I wanted to propose 2 years into dating, but decided to wait 1 more year so that I could get in a better situation financially. Last year, I proposed. It was a private proposal on the beach where we went on our first date. She looked at me and said, I want to marry you, but not right now. She said she wasn't in the right space personally to get engaged and to give her some time. That stun? What would you have done? Am I the a-hole for grounding my 11-year-old daughter for a month after she cost me my job? I'm 34 weeks pregnant and don't have a normal 9 to 5. I was put on bed rest, but that was lifted as of a month ago, so I started dog sitting as a source of income. I had a client who would drop her pup off at 7:30 a.m. and pick her back up anywhere from 8 to 9 p.m. I wasn't even getting paid a lot, honestly, but it gave me a sense of purpose, almost, versus just sitting here feeling utterly useless because I didn't have my own money and had to rely on my husband. So I only got like maybe $150. We don't Eve. What would you have done, Aita, for rejecting my friend's request to have an open relationship with my husband? The I, 30F, have been married to my husband, 32M, for 5 years. We have a very strong relationship and are happy together. Recently, my friend Lisa, 29F, confided in me that she has developed feelings for my husband. She said that she finds him attractive and admires our relationship, and she asked if we would consider having an open relationship so she could be with him too. I was shocked and told her no, explaining that my husband and I are committed to each other and that we are not What would you have done? For rejecting my friend's request to have an open relationship with my husband. The I, 30F, have been married to my husband, 32M, for 5 years. We have 2 beautiful kids, 5 meters and 6F, and have a very strong relationship and are happy together. Recently, my friend Lisa, 29F, confided in me that she has developed feelings for my husband. She said that she finds him attractive and admires our relationship, and she asked if we would consider having an open relationship so she could be with him too. I was shocked and told her no, explaining that my husband and I are committed to What would you have done? Am I the a-hole for telling my wife I'm done with her emergency calls and leaving her stranded? I, 32M, have been married to my wife, 29F, for 4 years, and we have a 3-year-old son. She's not a bad person, but she's constantly in a state of chaos, and every little thing becomes my problem. No exaggeration, I get these emergency calls multiple times a week. Flat tire, call me at work. Forgot her wallet? Call me. Grocery store, out of her favorite oat milk? Blow up my phone like the world's ending. It's relentless. I work full-time and do my fair share at home with our son. Diaper duty. What would you have done? Am I the a-hole for telling my brother's girlfriend that he had a vasectomy when she was telling about their plans to settle down and my brother, Mark 40, won the lottery when he was 20. It was $1,000 a week for life. He was young and wanted to travel. He dropped out of school and has spent his entire adulthood basically seeing the world. He comes home to visit every few years, and we FaceTime with him when he is near a signal. He doesn't travel first class or stay in expensive resorts, so he has actually built up some nice savings. He came home with a girlfriend, Haley, 28, this year. They met when they got stuck in South America. What would you have done? Am I the a-hole for ruining my boyfriend's birthday dinner because I didn't accept it to pay for everyone? I, 20F, have been dating my boyfriend Ryan, 21M, for about a year. For his birthday this year, I wanted to do something special, so I told him I'd take him out to a nice dinner. Just the 2 of us, and I'd cover the bill. He was super excited and agreed. So I made a reservation at a nice restaurant, put on a nice dress, and was so excited to see his reaction. When I got there, I was surprised to see that Ryan had invited his best friend, who also arrived with his girlfriend. He hadn't mentioned anything about tea. What would you have done? Am I the a-hole for not letting my mother-in-law come over after she destroyed my Millennium Falcon Lego set? I, 38M, live with my wife, 37F, and my 7-year-old son. I work as an engineer, and my wife is a senior supervisor at a law firm. I have always loved Legos since I was a kid, and sure, it's kind of childish, but it makes me happy, so I've kept it as a consistent hobby throughout my adult life. In 2024, I spent months building the Millennium Falcon with my son. It's me and my son's pride and joy, and I often show guests who come over. My wife doesn't really get the hype, but doesn't mind either. In E, what would you have done? Am I the a-hole for kicking my parent out and saying, this is why I was so fucked up as a kid? Throwaway and phone. I had my parents over for dinner this weekend, 60s, and after my daughter, 10, asked if she could play us a song she had been practicing on her keyboard. She gets lessons. It wasn't perfect. Few missed notes, a couple pauses, but she did really well. She looked up at the end, massive smile, and I started clapping, and my parents started fucking laughing. Not just a little chuckle, a massive fucking belly laugh. Them both. My mom asked if it was her first time playing it, and what would you have done? New rule. No use of acronyms or initials in character names. Greetings all. There is a new rule for all submissions. Characters in a story must not be given initials or acronyms as names. Please assign them a fake first name, like Fred or Jason, or use their title as their name, like Entitled Idiot or Ex-Girlfriend. Per rule #4, no personal info. Do not give your characters last names, real or fake. Use of initials makes stories much harder to follow, as the reader has to keep constantly referencing back to the top of the story to figure out what would you have done? Want to threaten to kill me, then go be creepy with little girls? Have fun dealing with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Edit. Originally posted to /r confession, but was told that it would fit here as well. After I broke up with my ex, I would keep tabs on him. Rumors, hearsay, friendly whispers, and public social media posts alike, due to the threat of violence. He'd occasionally post something about burning down my house, or he'd text a mutual friend and try to figure out where I had moved to, so I felt justified. And we live in a very small town, so gossip flowed like honey. In reality, I was assuaging What would you have done? Redneck thinks it's funny to yank out mailboxes. My dad makes him pay. Disclaimer, this happened a long time ago, but still makes me giggle to this day. So way back in the day, mid-90s or so, my family lived in a log cabin on 10 acres of land in a rural area, 10 minutes or so out of town. It wasn't totally the sticks, but you could definitely hear banjo music in the background sometimes. At the end of our nearly 1/4 mile long driveway was one of those roads that was also technically a state highway. In the AM, I'd trudge down to wait for the bus. When I got home, what would you have done?